Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. Hey everybody, I'm Chris Pirillo, and this is your Geek Out for today. If you tweet links to all of our LOCKERGNOME articles from this week, once again, one of you will receive a complimentary 6-month subscription to LootCrate. It's a gift box filled with geeky goodness. You can check out this video's description on YouTube for more information, including simple click-to-tweet links that you can use right away. You guys like tweeting LOCKERGNOME, right? You know LOCKERGNOME will follow you back if it happens to catch that you're following LOCKERGNOME. Or maybe you don't even have to follow LOCKERGNOME. Do what you want. Oh, but you should also remember to retweet that one tweet that I posted about the MacBook Air giveaway since it ends, in a few hours. Come on, guys. Pay attention. I can't snap very well. I just took a shower. Are blimps still used? Yes, they are. I didn't even realize they were. I mean, I know that blimps exist, like the Goodyear blimp, but people still travel on hot air machines. I have hot air. Of course, it's mostly what comes out of my mouth. You're lucky I brushed my teeth. Have you ever ridden in a blimp? Best gadgets for me? Just 5. I buy a lot of gadgets, and sometimes I'm sent gadgets to review. I don't hold on to them, though. If I am receiving them on review, of course I give them away. And then sometimes I have to send it back. And then other times, when I buy the gadgets, I will hold on to them until I don't want them anymore. And instead of them collecting dust, I do what I can to sell them, to buy new gadgets. I mean, I would never want to be surrounded by clutter. This is why I tend not to have tons and tons of computers lying around, because it's just not something I'm interested in. So in terms of crucial gadgets, the best gadgets, they're the ones you use. Not just the ones that are cool for coolness sake. I mean, I've got some cool gadgets, and I have them because they're unique, but they're not the best. The best gadgets are the ones I use all the time. And so, for instance, one of my best gadgets is this. It's a camcorder, but it's a modified, well, okay, it's not a camcorder. It's a camera that has been modified to be, a classic point and shoot with this huge, super wide-angle lens. I couldn't even tell you the measurements on the side. So let's see here. 52 millimeter, 72 millimeter, macro, super wide-angle lens. Yeah. go.tagjag.com/HDHat. This is the camera I use for all my vlogging, and this is the best camera I've found to do the things that I want to do. Instead of those, flip cameras that some are still actually using, despite the company kind of no longer existing. I wanted something that would work well, super high quality, something I could hold in the palm of my hand, had good audio, and wide angle. This was the best that I could find. And you will find that your best gadgets are not going to be my best gadgets, but I will tell you, they will ultimately be the ones you use most frequently. Think about it. The most frequently used gadgets are your best. And the author for this article actually agreed with me. He cites a camera and a camcorder, laptop computer, desktop computer. Yep, check, check, check. Where's the Windows 8 start button? Stardock Start 8 has an answer. Yeah, you could bring the start button back. Not the official start button, since Microsoft's saying, we don't need no No, you don't need no stinking start button. That's what they're doing in Redmond right now. No more start menu. No more start button. I'm making these songs up, really, as I go along. I personally don't miss the start menu or the start button. I think the start screen is fine. But if you're freaking out, you want a start button back, check out Stardock's software. Stardock has been around for ages. I've known Brad for a long time. I think I've known Stardock longer than I've known Brad, but Brad's still doing great things. And if you're looking to modify Windows, Stardock is the place you want to go to. And no, that's not any kind of endorsement other than a personal one. Like I said, I've known him for years, as have many of you who love tweaking Windows. More information, of course, in the description below. Unless you're watching this video on a page that doesn't have the description below, in which case you have to click through to watch the video on YouTube itself with the description, or just, Google it. Human milk produced by goats? Honey, you hear about this? No, I'm serious. They're modifying goats to produce human milk. You thought goat milk was kind of questionable. What about human milk from goats? Yeah, I understand. Science, technology. I don't know if we should be going this direction, man. This is just kind of chimera territory. Like, you just don't want to mess with nature. And I know we're going to mess with nature, and it's going to seemingly work out to our benefit, but we are at where we are at today because things work the way they do. When we start messing with it, that's when it's going to start messing with us. Human milk coming from goats. What next? Cat milk coming from dogs? Oh, they're doing that? I'm kidding. I don't know if they're doing that. What is 4K HDTV? And should I care? Is that how much it's going to cost? Oh, no. 4K HDTV promises to increase video quality up to 2 times the current resolution. Wow. That's one hell of a promise. Most of my content is still coming through YouTube, and I'm lucky to see it in 1080p. This video, by the way, 720p. It's as good as we can get it, because the video files are so big. Unwieldy. Man, it's a tough enough time getting a small video file to come over my internet connection. Something like that? And my television service provider, dude, they're not even serving up 1080p content. I only have, like, what, 2 1080p televisions right now? The others are 720p. It's nice to see this is the future. But, man, now we gotta wait for the content. No. You do not want to see me in any higher of a resolution. You're seeing me in 720p right now, and the vlog, of course, is 1080p, because I'm able to process it locally. Why government, not private industry, will bring humans to Mars? That Curiosity mission sure has people buzzing about the future of interplanetary travel. Of course, I'd like to see us go back to the moon. Really, I think we need to have a moon base. I think that is feasible. Yes, sending a man to moon, I think, a man to moon. Man to Mars will eventually happen. And, you know, our construct for why we believe it's going to be funded by the government is just take a look at history. For example, Christopher Columbus, he was funded. He didn't do it on his own. He needed money. People need money to do things, right? And the government is interested, of course, because they want to rule. No matter what the government is, they want to rule. That's their job. The government's job is to rule, right? So, all right, we're having issues on Earth. Let's try that planet over there. Just hope an alien race isn't thinking the same thing about Earth. External storage. Convert an old hard drive. That's the thing you got to think about. I have so many hard drives stacked up in my closet. I'd love to give them away. They're worthless because they're older, right? And you could buy something newer for cheaper. And even giving them away, you don't know if, even though I've zeroed out the drives 1 billion times, you never know, something might leak out. You can convert those old hard drives as external storage. Just, you know, slide them in, boom, 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 and suddenly you have as much space as you could possibly accommodate. Yes, that hard drive may have existed inside a computer at one point in time, but you can use external storage options to keep that drive going until it dies, and it will die, much like me. There's apparently a weird hum that's bothering Seattle residents. I don't hear it because it's happening in West Seattle, and I very rarely get over it. I do get over there. It's a nice place, especially to walk around. If you come to Seattle, you want to visit West Seattle. It's really nice to get a feel for Seattle culture, but it's just a part of Seattle culture, and there's plenty to do, and it's nice, and it's clean, and it's Seattle. Fox is set to offer digital movies closer to theatrical release dates. That's good news. That's awesome. Why don't they just release it the same day? You know, honestly, I'm not even kidding. If I could pay the same amount to see a movie the day it's launched from the convenience of my home versus going to a theater, I would consider it. I would, because it's just convenient. I mean, I've got great entertainment options here. We love lying in bed and watching TV. We watch shows, no matter where they're published, on our tablet computers, or even from our smartphones, right? Why do we have to go to theaters to experience that stuff? Yes, it's a huge screen, but I don't know about, getting a big screen in exchange for convenience. I want convenience first, man. FBI launches 1 billion nationwide facial recognition system. There's not a single person on the planet who wants to look like me. I even don't want to look like me. And so if you see someone out there who you think looks like me, they're not me. Nokia to start selling make or break smartphone in November. Don't you love that headline? Make or break. When was the last time you owned a Nokia smartphone? I'm sorry, if you ever had a Nokia smartphone. Last Nokia phone I had was... God, what was it? No, that was HTC before that. God. I can't even remember. My first cell phone was a Nokia, and I loved it. Amazon confirms, yes, you can opt out of ads on new Kindle Fire models. If they're relevant and targeted, I really don't care. As long as they're not annoying. I don't care. Especially if I can get the device cheaper. I'll put up with a few ads. Why not? What's it gonna hurt? Oh, I can't watch an ad! It's gonna kill me! Pandora shares down 18% after Apple reportedly working on rival service. This could be a rumor. I kind of hope it's not a rumor. I've long been waiting for Apple to do something like that. I use Pandora, as does Diana. I use Spotify. I just don't really pay for music anymore. I don't need to. I mean, I've been licensing it all along. Why pay for something you can access for free? At LockerGnome.net, Class in Tech writes, are today's teens too wild? You didn't know me when I was a teen. I wasn't wild, though. I don't know if today's teens are any more wild than the teens of our generation. I think that tools are different, and society's different, and expectations are different, but I think wildness goes all the way back to the dawn of civilization, or lack of civilization. YouTube user Ben Rupert writes, does the person at the coffee shop really know you by name? Yes, they do. I think you asked this question in one of the vlogs, and yes, we're paying attention to the questions you ask here in the Geek Outs or with the vlogs, so thank you. I go in there frequently enough that if they don't know me by name, they know me by face. I don't think they work for the FBI or anything. They just know what I usually get. If you've watched the vlogs long enough, you probably know what I usually get. At LockerGnome.net, Tiro Scribe writes, what are you reading now? Right now? The iPad. Well, I'm reading on the iPad. I'm not reading the iPad. I'm reading the words on the iPad. That's really as much as I read. I read articles, short bursts, you know. I tend not to dive into things at a deeper level. Even when I'm digging for information and knowledge, I just give it to me in the short, condensed version. I don't want a diatribe. TLDR. And hopefully this wasn't TLDW. I appreciate you guys paying attention to what we're doing. Thank you so much for the comments, the questions, the shares, and we're making it easy with the click-to-tweet links now. The likes, we love those. Be sure to stay tuned. Next week, we're going to be doing a Geek Out Live covering the Apple announcements on the 12th at 10 a.m. That's September 12th, 2012 at 10 a.m. when Apple is likely going to go live with their new series of products or services, or both. Won't be there in person, but I will be right here with you. So, thank you for doing all that so that we can continue to do the things that we do for you. We'll see you later.